Hi, I'm Priscilla Sacco, and today we're going to be talking about bilingual education. So, bilingual education was actually an act of 1968, and it was passed during during the civil rights movement in an era where immigration was high. It provided funding for school districts to apply and implement bilingual programs. So, the Supreme Court actually saw that leaving students in a only English classroom was sinking them, and like in a sink or swim situation was actually sinking them instead of swimming, and that was a mockery. And then the court did Lamb Law versus Nichols case that requires students to take affirmation steps and overcome language barriers in their classrooms and curriculum. The Congress immediately passed the Equal Education Opportunity Act in 1974. So, bilingual education is a program where any student that English is their second language can apply. It doesn't matter if it's other languages. I know that today we see, and whenever we hear bilingual education, we think of Spanish. Um, and it's not only Spanish, it can be any other language that is not English. It can apply to this bilingual education program. So by being a bilingual education, it will help students be fluent on their first language by learning a second language. Children should be taught their native language to their knowledge and make connections to the English language. Both languages will be used to give instruction to children. It is important to implement their culture. I feel like it's really important to implement culture because it makes students feel a part of this class, and also it makes like students be like, okay, like my culture means something good. Like my culture means the same as this new culture that they're coming to and being taught in, you know. So how? There are a lot of ways and methods to actually teach in a bilingual education classroom. Okay, so first we have cognitive waves that involves 5 theories. I think it was the Krashen theories. Yes, I think so. But we're gonna be talking about 2 because we aren't gonna be talking about 2. So we have input hypothesis. An input hypothesis is the I plus 1. I meaning the level of the student, where the student is, and the plus 1 means, or 1, it means the input. So like the classwork or like the lesson is gonna have to be slightly above the level of the student so they can learn. So then we have the affective filter hypothesis, that has a low and high filter. So that's what base the student on. Are they gonna learn today or they're not gonna learn? It's basically the student's self-esteem, anxiety. If the student has a low self-esteem, he's probably not gonna learn that day in class. If he's feeling low, if he has anxiety, he's probably not gonna do well that day in class. So for a teacher, you have to really implement and help that student get out of the shelf and be more comfortable, and so that they don't have those problems. Second, we have social culture, where we have Bykowski. So it's teaching the level the students are, not just like the level. And scaffolding the lectures for students. Scaffolding is important, not only for bilingual education, but for anybody, any education, any grade level, any subject. It's really important to scaffold the lecture for students. And the level, basically, giving them instructions in their level in a way that they're gonna understand you and have a better outcome in the work. This little technique was given to me by my teacher, my professor, um, and it's a really good one, and I really liked it. So it's used to the to, with, and by. So they're using in the subject, in the reading subject will be reading, and it's to, so you're gonna read to the student. With, you're gonna read with the student, and then by, the student's gonna read by himself. That's a great little steps to go and help students learn. Okay, bilingual education develops important cognitive skills, such as problem solving, logical, critical thinking, and creativity. So students that take bilingual education are more prone to become multilingualism, knowing 2 or more languages. They're also can be translanguaging, by Ophelia Garcia, meaning students are going to implement their native language and the English language when talking. Kind of like Spanglish, but using full sentences. For example, when somebody is talking and they're giving like, hi, how are you? And then the other person is like, hi, good, and you? Like, oh, yo también bien. Like saying complete sentences, but switching up the languages. And that's pretty awesome, because I feel like a lot of people do that, and we have given the word Spanglish for it, and having an actual word for it and not a word that we made up is really cool. Okay, so next we're gonna have a little activity that I have. It's the true and false activity. So I'm gonna be reading you the statement. I had a brain fart. So I'm gonna be reading the statement, and then y'all gonna be answering, is it true or is it false? And we'll see what y'all. So ELs, so English language learners, should only speak and read in English to learn faster. What is that? Is it true? Is it false? Or is it true or false? Okay, this statement is actually false. As we saw, that students learn actually better, and it's been proven that students actually swim instead of sink when they are taught in their native language, and not just thrown in an English language when they don't know that language. And I mean, it's really just, I mean, it's been proven. What else can I say? Next, teachers should know the culture and linguistic of their students. Is that true? Is that false? Come on, everybody at the same time. True. Yes. It's actually true. So to have a better understanding and to actually like cut the language barrier, teachers should actually learn the linguistic of their student. That doesn't mean learn a new language. I mean, it's pretty kind of hard. So it's not just learning a new language, it's just learning like the common mistakes and everything that the students have, so you can actually close that language barrier that they're having. Next, incorporating students' native language will help them feel welcome in class and help them academically. What is it? Is it true? Is it false? We'll wait a little bit. True, false? It's true. Yes. I mean, students feel comfortable in their native language, and implementing that will make them feel comfortable and help them transition to the new language really easy. Lastly, scaffolding is not a great technique to apply in a bilingual education classroom. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody can answer this in 3, 2, 1. Pause. Yes. Um, yeah, scaffolding is a great technique, and I mean, it's just a great technique to, I mean, give instructions to children and like help them, not even in a bilingual education, like in any classroom, any subject. Scaffolding, I feel like, is a great technique to use. Hey, thank you for coming. Then hopefully y'all like this little presentation. On your way out, there is gonna be this paper of bilingual education, the topics we just talked about and everything. So on your way out, there's a little table and everybody can grab a little pamphlet, little sheet with the information and everything of what we talked today. Thank you for having me, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Okay. Yeah.
Said okay. So, but English is the native language. English is a second language. Well, okay. Blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna read this. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.